Oh, what's up, millionaires? It's your boy Millionaire E coming at you with a baseline review. And the baseline review we're going to be talking about is Spider-Man 2, y'all. So, before we get started, let me show you some Spider-Man comics I actually got. Because, since I was super excited about the game, I decided to get some Spider-Man comics. So, the first one I got was, this is Spider-Man Miles Morales right here. Look at this comic right here. And then this one is Spider-Man Fake Red. And this is a manga. And it's got like Venom, you got Screwball, and then I think that's Scorpion over there. And so this is like a guy who actually finds his Spider-Man suit and uses it even though he doesn't have powers. But we're going to be talking about the Spider-Man 2 game. And before we get started, spoiler alert for anyone who's not played the game yet. If you don't want to get spoiled, tread carefully on the video or don't watch the video because I don't want to spoil y'all. Now, when I called it a baseline review, it means that I haven't finished the game because I've been playing the game. When I got it on Saturday, I started playing the crap out of that game. But I can tell you about some of the stuff that I did like in the game. And then some things that I didn't like, but they were minor things. Now, let's get into some of the stuff that I was like, oh my God, I liked it. So, now I'm going to be telling you two characters that appear in the game. I do not think they're major, but they came up when I was playing. Now, the two people we're going to be talking about is Sandman and Black Cat. Now, first, Sandman. Now, y'all know Sandman is my favorite villain, and basically, he appeared as a Easter egg in the first game, and then Miles Morales didn't appear. So now we get into this game where he does appear. And I'm like, oh my gosh. His appearance in the game was just like he was a boss, basically. And the way they counteracted or they made that boss, Insomniac was cooking. Because it almost kind of reminded me, but not as much as Sonic Frontiers boss battles. Meaning the whole freedom of you being able to beat the crap out of like a giant. Because basically, the whole battle starts out, you're swinging through the city and they're like, oh, Sandman's here. And you get to the other side of the town and you see this giant monster of a man. Like, I'd say he's probably King Kong size, basically. Of this giant Sandman just throwing debris and fighting. And it's like, the things you gotta do, you gotta web him up, you gotta web his face and then start hit him and stuff. And then, there's parts where, you get hit in the buildings and then you got to fight his minions, his sand minions, where basically they pop out of nowhere and they start fighting and stuff. I was like, that was really cool. And then they started to show basically like the new items that they got. So like the web wings, which I go into. And the web wings, I'd say they're so helpful in the game because they add more momentum when swinging. But then also, they help you get to places that normally with swinging you can't get to. Because if y'all didn't know in Spider-Man 2, they doubled the map. So now it's like you've got two big old like cities, but then you've got a whole like body of water between them. So basically what they did was they have all these like areas where they'll have different wind tunnels where you can literally fly or glide with the web wings through the tunnels and then get momentum. So it's really cool. And it's like you feel like Superman flying through those tunnels. And it's really cool. But back to, like I said, with the Sandman battle, it was amazing to fight Sandman. And it's the first boss. So I was like, it was so cool. And also talking about that, I will say, this is, like I said, this is one of the minor things that I didn't like. But with the Sandman, his redesign or his redesign is not accurate to the comic design. And I'm not a stickler. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not gonna play the game because of it. I'm just like, I didn't like it because I'm like, I like the design. And the design is where he has like, that green striped shirt. And then he's also got like khaki pants on. And in this design, it was more of he had like a jacket on. I think it was like a black jacket and some black pants on. And I'm just like, you know what? Honestly, Sandman's in the game. I'm fine with it. But then after that, of course, we get into like I said, the web wings came in. And now they've added a parry system. And I don't know if they did it in the first two games, but in the first two games, when you're trying to, you're fighting a whole bunch of thugs. If a thug tries to hit you, you dodge basically. And it's all like you have to dodge the right time, so they won't hit you. The parry system is where the enemies that they added in Spider-Man 2, these guys, like you have the regular thugs, but Craven's enemies basically, they are like they have these attacks where you can't dodge them basically, and that's where you have to parry them. So I'm like, that's super cool to add that new technique where you have to you have to time your parry to take them out. And then another thing, so like I said, we talked about the Sandman battle and we talked about Black Cat, and these enemies were not major bosses. Of course, I haven't finished the game, but they were not major. I didn't seem like they were major. But so Black Cat, first of all, she went over to steal this wand from Doctor Strange in the Sanctum of. So you basically do a mission where it's at this, I can't even pronounce the name, but where Doctor Strange lives. So she steals this wand and you have to chase her. She has this whole sequence of where you have to chase her. And what's cool about the sequences is basically it's almost like a game of Portal, where she's teleporting in different portals. You're having to swing around the city, but then there's also instances where literally you can swing through the portals and it ends up taking you closer to her. So it might be like, oh, you're trying here and then you jump through the portal and it gets you all the way over there. Which was like, I was like, this was really cool. I'm like, oh my God, what the heck? I was like, wow. So I was like, that was super cool. And then, like I said, everything in the game, I'm like, Insomniac was cooking. They was cooking. Like I'm like, I love this game. I haven't played the whole game yet, but I'm like, I know that there are more things to come. And I'm like, I will say, just to give you a little bit thing, the mini games are like, wow. And I just say the story is really nice, and the things that you can do in the game are just really, really cool. And it makes me more excited to play. Like, I'm excited to play the game, even with since it's like PlayStation 5, they really take in those PlayStation 5 mechanics, like how you can literally feel the controller vibrating in certain instances, which is really, really cool. So I'm like, yeah. Now, I will say one thing I forgot to say is the whole thing between the Spider-Man game. You know how, we know Miles Morales as Spider-Man, but we call him Miles Morales, of course. In this game, like even in the subtitles, both of them are called Spider-Man, and it gets kind of confusing because, both of them are Spider-Man. So then you'll have like Spider-Man. If Peter Parker, Spider-Man's talking, it'll have Peter Parker's logo as Spider-Man. And then if Miles Morales is talking, it'll say Spider-Man, but it'll say Miles Morales' logo on there. So I'm like, that's a little bit confusing, but I guess they just called him Spider-Man. And also, I didn't even tell y'all, the suits are really cool. I didn't unlock all of them, but they're really cool. You can change the different colors, and then you'll even see them in cutscenes. So that's a really, really cool thing. So, but remember, like the video, share it with your fam, and if you're subscribed, click that bell icon to be notified more videos. And I'll see you on the next video, y'all. And in the comments, if y'all played the game, tell me what y'all thought about it. And if y'all haven't, I encourage y'all to play it. And I'll see y'all later, millionaires. Bye, y'all. See y'all later. Bye.